As our story opens, Jamie Summers, the Bionic Woman, sits listening in the office of her superior, Oscar Goldman. Goldman speaks.
Jamie, we have reason to believe that John Crawford is a traitor.
John Crawford? Of Crawford Industries?
Mm-hmm.
But he's always been a loyal American. Why should he be a traitor?
We don't know, Jamie, but we do know that Crawford Industries has been secretly developing a disruptor that can stop jet planes in flight.
That's incredible.
Not really. Crawford is an electronic genius. He could design such a device if anyone could. Our information is that an unfriendly nation is negotiating to buy the disruptor.
Where do I come in?
Your mission is to stop that sale. Do whatever you have to. Steal the plans, wreck the working model if need be, but stop that sale.
Security at Crawford Industries is sure to be pretty tight. How do I get in?
Through the front door. You're to pose as Jamie Wilson, a reporter for Trend magazine. You're to pretend you're doing a story on Crawford for their special science issue.
Great. When do I leave?
Meanwhile, at Crawford Industries, two men are walking together into the office of Mark Taggart, the company's vice president.
Taggart, you're certain your office is safe, that it's not bugged?
Don't worry, Mr. Peters. Crawford himself made all the executive offices bug-proof with one of his inventions. Any listening device operating in any of the offices sets off a buzzer hidden in the room. You can speak freely.
Good. My country is prepared to pay you $1 million as agreed, as soon as the plans and the working model of the disruptor are turned over to me. When will you deliver?
As soon as Crawford is out of the way.
What do you mean, Taggart?
Crawford has to be eliminated. Before long, he'd find out what's happening.
What are you going to do?
Tomorrow morning, Crawford flies to Washington on business. His jet plane will have an unfortunate accident.
You're going to test the disruptor on its inventor. Very amusing.
No, Peters. This is no test. It's simple murder. The disruptor works. There's no doubt of that.
Perhaps. But before I turn over the money, I want to see the disruptor in action.
Of course. We'll go to the testing lab and you can see for yourself.
As Taggart and Peters made their way to the testing lab, the Bionic Woman sat in the office of John Crawford, head of Crawford Industries.
That's about it, Mr. Crawford. Just one more question.
Why, certainly, Miss Wilson. Ask away.
Are you working on anything new?
Well, of course, we're always working on new developments.
I meant something specific.
I can tell you this. Crawford Industries has been working on a new device that we believe will be very important to our national defense.
What is this new invention?
I'm not at liberty to say. But in Washington tomorrow, I'll be discussing it with the proper people. That's all I can tell you.
Thanks for giving me so much of your time, Mr. Crawford.
Thank you for coming. And goodbye, Miss Wilson.
Goodbye, Mr. Crawford.
Turning the corner, the Bionic Woman ducked into an empty office and hurriedly placed a telephone call.
Oscar, I don't think Crawford's our man.
Why not?
He told me about a secret device he intends to give to the government. I'm sure he means the disruptor.
Then someone else at Crawford Industries could be the traitor. Look, stay with it, Jamie, but be careful.
Right, Oscar.
Tuning in with her bionic hearing, Jamie picked up something strange.
What's that? It's coming from that long hallway.
Jamie's way was blocked by a large steel door. Then suddenly...
Amazing. The disruptor stopped the jet engine just like someone turning off a water tap. So now you believe me, Peters. When will you deliver the plans and this working model? Tomorrow, right after Crawford's jet crashes.
Crashes?
Then I'll be president of Crawford Industries. No one will dare ask any questions.
I've got to warn Mr. Crawford. And that's the whole story, Mr. Crawford.
You must be out of your mind, young lady. I've known Mark Taggart for 20 years. He'd never do anything like that.
Please, you've got to believe me.
And that nonsense about hearing it all through a 6-inch thick steel door. I don't know what your game is, but I'm not having any.
Back at Oscar Golden's office.
It's no use, Oscar. I don't know what to do. They're going to kill Mr. Crawford and everyone else on that plane.
There's just one chance. Jamie, you've got to get back into Crawford Industries and wreck the disruptor.
You're right, Oscar. It won't be easy, but it's the only way.
Carefully avoiding the guards and security alarms, the Bionic Woman was soon back at the steel door leading to the testing lab.
What luck! It's open!
Put your hands up and don't move a muscle. This gun I'm holding is no toy.
Taggart!
She knows you.
And I know you too, Peters.
What else do you know, pretty lady?
I know you're planning to kill Mr. Crawford by using the disruptor on his plane tomorrow. I tried to warn him, but he wouldn't believe me.
What are we going to do, Taggart?
Stay cool, Peters. Tie her up with this wire. Crawford is still at his desk working. I'll get him and bring him here. Then there's going to be a little accident. This disruptor is going to overheat and there'll be an explosion.
But you've got to give us the working model, Taggart, or it's no deal.
Easy, Peters. We'll take the disruptor with us. What will really explode will be that drum of jet fuel. There won't be enough left of the lab for anyone to figure out what happened.
I see. So we'll get the disruptor.
And I get $1 million and Crawford Industries.
In short order, John Crawford lay next to Jamie, bound hand and foot with tough strands of wire.
You were right, young woman. I should have listened.
Too late, John. Peters and I are leaving, but before we go, I'm going to set this pile of rags afire. When the heat gets to the jet fuel, well, that'll be the end. Goodbye, John. Goodbye, lovely lady.
No time to worry about giving away the game. I've got to get us out of here, and fast. Now I'm loose. Up you go, Mr. Crawford!
What's going on here?
No time to explain.
In one bionic leap, with a startled Crawford on the one arm, the Bionic Woman covered the 50-foot distance to the door.
They've locked it.
Oh, then we're finished.
Not quite.
With another bionic leap, Jamie covered the full length of the narrow hallway leading to the testing lab. Then...
So Taggart and Peters were caught by Mr. Crawford's security men and turned over to the police.
And Crawford?
He's on his way to Washington with the disruptor.
Hey, I call that a very successful mission.
Great. Then you buy the lunch.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, well, I have it coming.